All right, we got the college football playoffs this week. We've all got two of our best picks for this weekend, and we'll be starting off with Nick's two picks, which he's already told us before we got on that he's very confident in these two. So we got high hopes starting off right here.
Yeah, this is a 2-0 week. Very, very easy. I'm super confident. First one is the noon game on Saturday, Miami at Texas A&M. I've got the Aggies minus 3.5. I think this is very easy. Last year in the college football playoff, we have 1 year to look back at it because this is the first time that anytime we've had home games in the playoffs, college football home game, the home team was 4-0 last year, and their win margin was 19.25. That's a lot. Now I know like Ohio State beat the hell out of Tennessee, but the other ones were not that close either. The Aggies have been very, very good all year. They lost one game, and that was a couple weeks ago now, I guess, against Texas. And it's still an SEC game, and that was at Texas. So it's not like they didn't play a bad team and they lost at home or something like that. They went to Texas and they lost there. I think they got punished and they got dropped way too much. I don't think they should be that far. That just because their loss came at the end of the season. Their loss was earlier in the season. I think they probably would have climbed all the way back up into the top four. And the SEC is way better than the ACC. The ACC doesn't have a champion in the college football playoff for a reason. Their conference is terrible this year. Terrible. So all the competition that A&M has been playing, they've been playing the SEC. Miami's been playing the ACC. It's just I don't see this being a game. I think Texas A&M is going to be way better. Yes, Miami has a couple good players. They got Bain. He's going to be a top 5 pick. They got Beck, who's been playing better. He's not as hurt as he was, but A&M's got their quarterback. He was in the Heisman running. He wasn't the Final Four, but I just think A&M is going to dog walk Miami.
No, I like that one. I mean, you're going against Beck. I'm all for it,
I knew
especially
you'd like it.
big playoff game like this. But I agree. Like A&M checked all the boxes this year, and
Yes.
just one game kind of like changed the tune of everyone. Maybe it's because everyone's getting too high on them, and then they overcorrected. But yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, Miami, their best game was against Notre Dame. Their best win was like week one of the whole year. So
And A&M also beat Notre Dame as well. So
yeah,
they've
and
matched at Notre Dame. So like they've matched the Miami's best win to like Texas A&M's best win, and then A&M's played all of the SEC schedule. They've played everyone in that. And they've had a lot of tough games.
it being at A&M does like these games do it is different. Like the fact that they're playing
That's
at home
Oh,
and it's
huge.
not just neutral sites. Like it definitely
I mean,
changes
it's
A&M is
like,
things.
already the man of the 12th man. Like on a
Yeah.
regular Saturday, when there's no college football playoff, even if they're 6-5 or 5-5, that stadium's loud. I
yeah,
can't imagine Saturday.
it's gonna be tough for Miami. I think the biggest thing here is being home, the
Yeah.
home field advantage. I think Miami can play with this Texas A&M team because they are still Miami, and they kind of got through the hump of how bad they've played the last couple of years as a program in November and December. It's like they haven't really been able to do very well because they sucked in those 2 months pretty much. This year was completely opposite, and they got a little bit of life. I just I think this Miami team is a little bit better than people are giving them credit for. It's not their fault the ACC sucks. Most of the time,
But
the ACC
they
is
didn't win
more
But they
relevant.
didn't.
the
Yeah, I'd say you
ACC
were in a
sucked and they
bad.
didn't win it.
Yeah,
They didn't win it because
that's
of
true.
tiebreakers. They would have won the ACC if the tiebreakers didn't fall in not in their favor. You had like
Yeah, but
five
it's
teams that had the
because they
same
You
exact
can't have
lost.
two
ACC record.
losses in the ACC to a
Yeah,
bad ACC though. Like,
No,
yeah.
I agree.
So,
You can't lose those games, and there's a reason why they were the last team in
and
because
what's the spread in that game, Nick?
and they should not be. I mean,
it's three and
that's
a
a different
half.
story.
Yeah, 3.5 is nice.
So I mean,
Like,
I still like that spread being that low. If it was like a 7.5 or 8.5,
yeah,
I would have had a hard time taking Texas A&M.
The
But
closest the closest score last year in the first round was 10 points.
yeah, so that being right where it's at, I think that's a great
I
line for Texas
mean,
A&M.
I just don't see. I think you're going to get. I think it's going to be last year all over again. I think every single game may be a blowout.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the underdogs might win outright, but we'll
Well,
well
I
Bama,
agree. I
yeah,
agree with
Bama,
that though.
Oklahoma is a pick 'em,
But
so I
I
guess
agree with Bam is the better team in that one though.
yeah.
Go Dukes.
Those are going to be, and we'll get to my next pick. All right, so that's
Yeah.
my first one.
Yeah.
My next one, I'm taking another home team, and I'm taking the second highest spread of the weekend. Tulane at Ole Miss. I'm taking Ole Miss minus 17 and a half.
That's a lot of points.
They've already played once this year. It's going to be the exact same. It was 45 to 10. It's going to be a blowout. And it was 45 to 3 with just under 4 minutes left to go in the game. So Tulane didn't do anything. The only reason Ole Miss is at 6 or whatever you think, the reason it's not at 17 and a half and it's not over 20 like JMU, Oregon, is because of Lane Kiffin. Lane Kiffin's not there. I get it. He is a big piece of it. He was the head coach. He called the plays, but the players are still there. The players are the ones who are playing. Their team is way better than Tulane. Way better. They were 11-1, and they played in the SEC. They're much better. They played this team already, and same as I said at Texas A&M, they're home. It's gonna be loud. Those fans are coming. It's gonna be real loud. I think they win this game very similar to last time, but I think they win over by 40 points. Whatever the max is on Hard Rock, I'm gonna take. I think they're gonna win by a shitload of points.
Yeah, and
Plus, Tulane has lost another game other than Ole Miss. That was against UTSA, the Roadrunners, who were 6-6 in the AAC.
It's a good program.
That can't happen. Like that's just these two teams are so. It's David and Goliath by 10. This is a lightweight versus a heavy. This isn't even gonna be close.
no, I agree, and I do think Ole Miss is going to be looking to send a message their first game without Lane too.
Absolutely.
They probably want to beat them worse than they did with Lane to kind of
Absolutely. They
like,
want, and their fans do too. Like, and the fans.
absolutely.
You.
Oh yeah.
Another thing about the home game is all the fans know this is the last home game of the season, regardless if they win or not.
Yeah.
Like, they're gonna dominate this game. I don't think this game's gonna be remotely close.
I mean, there's a good chance that Ole Miss is gonna make a good run, not just with this first week, but keep going.
They're good.
Because
They're a good team.
Yeah.
it's like what a nice little story it would be for their head coach to leave them as they're going to the college football playoffs to then make a run to the national championship game. You know, it's like it kind of like puts it in his face, like, okay, you left because you think you can win there. Well, we won here and you left. So
The amount of
all in the
motivation
same
they have
season.
going into this game,
Oh, they have it all. I'm
They have
surprised it's
every bit of
not
it.
over a 20
it's
point
insane.
spread, to be
Exactly.
honest. I
It
wonder
the
what
only
it was
reason
when they
Probably should
played.
be.
Yeah, I
it
wonder what
should
it
be.
was when
It
they
should
played.
absolutely be. But the only reason is because of Lane Kiffin.
Oh,
Yeah.
that too.
And they're like,
But we also
well, maybe
don't-
their OC doesn't know how to call plays. I don't know, but
Yeah, and I guess maybe we haven't seen. That's probably why, because nobody has seen Ole Miss without Lane Kiffin the last 6 years he's been. So it's like it's going to be very different on the sidelines how the team operates.
hey,
It will still be different.
Hey, that's all they need. That's all they need.
Yeah, I guess
hand
so.
that ball off, zone, do whatever you got to do. Power left, power right, zone left,
Yeah, because
screen,
the O line,
deep ball. I mean, the trenches are where it's going to be won and lost.
Yeah, they'll blow them out in the trenches. That's
and
true.
their defense is still same defensive coordinator. Defense is still going to be fine.
Yeah, held
That's an
Big Ten
SEC
last
defense.
time.
They held this team to 3 points that whole game last time they played. Like Tulane's not going to score. This game might be exactly like I think it's going to be exactly how it played out last time. Like it's going to be like 40-3 or something like that.
No,
Yeah, I
that's
can
not
see that.
bad.
I mean, I'm definitely leaning that Ole Miss game.
Yeah.
I just
That's more of a lock. I agree. I think the other
Yeah.
one hits, but Miami is still good enough to be like, hey, if Miami
they show
does,
up,
like they
Yeah.
could because they are good.
I mean, Miami could lose that game by 3 points. Like
I
it
agree.
could be a simple game. They just lose by 3 points, where they're down 10 late in the game and they score a touchdown. They just lose by 3. Like
Yeah,
I mean,
no, I
that's
agree. I don't
a
think
backdoor cover I could see happening for that. There ain't
I don't-
backdoor covering this Tulane.
I don't
game.
see Tulane
No way.
backdoor, and I think they're going to be down by 30 plus. at the end of the game if they score.
Yeah, and they're going to
Yeah,
give up.
exactly.
Come fourth quarter, that Tulane team should give up.
And like we said, like Ole Miss having the motivation, they're not going to let up. So
Yeah.
I definitely want the Ole Miss
I
game.
am
It
really
feels
sad
nice.
this year. There's no like Southern team going SEC team going up to the Big
To the
Ten.
north, that
Yeah,
was
I was
cool
I was
last year.
really hoping, yeah, because like last year that was sick. Like Tennessee going up to Ohio State and then being just freezing. It
Yeah.
was
Yeah,
awesome.
That's why round 2 needs to be home games for
It
those top teams as
absolutely
yeah, the
does.
well.
teams
It
with the bye should get
absolutely
a home
does.
game for sure. That'd be sick.
All right, so
Let's
we're
pick
going
them
Ole
out.
Miss minus 17 and a half. I love it.
Yeah.
I love that one
I
too.
love all the home. I mean, maybe not all the home teams
Maybe
this
not all the
week.
homes, but yeah,
I agree with yours, Matt. I agree with yours.
good, good. But before we get to mine, Jake, you can give us your 2 picks if you'd like.
Oh, yeah. All right, well, there's only so many games this weekend. So my first pick, I'm going with the JMU Oregon game. I wanted to take JMU with the spread. I just couldn't really do it. So I'm just going to go with the over at 47.5. The Dukes haven't had a problem scoring the last probably 6, 7 games of the season. Granted, nowhere near the same level of competition as Oregon is going to be on Saturday. Another problem is they're going to Oregon. I really don't know how they're going to play there. They have not been in an environment that they're about to walk into ever in their program's history, regardless of how they played in the FCS, playing North Dakota State and those type of teams. Oregon should just very casually put up a 40 burger on them and maybe give up a couple touchdowns to JMU. It's just hard to think that JMU is actually going to score a lot. That's my only problem here with the over.
You want to
You
take the
sure?
under?
I kind of do want to take the under,
What do
but
we
Oh
want
my
to take
God.
in this
You're
game?
I don't
waffling
think
mid pick.
I
Oh
just
my
I don't
God.
think James
You cannot
I don't think
waffle
James
like this.
I don't think James Madison's going to be able to stop Oregon one drive. I honestly think Oregon will score on if they have 8 possessions, they're going to score touchdowns on 8 possessions. I don't think they have the guys that are going to be able to handle them. Now, granted,
Why not take the spread then?
I love Oregon
because
spread.
the problem is
Oregon's gonna win by 30 something, dude.
Dan Lanning is 2-3 against purple and gold
Oh,
teams.
here it comes.
Hey, those are the stats. That's just what it is. So you got to think about that. He's got a losing record against teams in gold and purple. Who is he playing?
Gold
Gold
and
and
purple.
purple. The Dukes.
Well, then maybe
So I
they'll
just
score
couldn't
a
take the
point.
spread. They will. They have to. No,
All
but
right, so what do we
really,
need? We need maybe 40
I'm
to
expecting
10.
I'm expecting JMU to score 14, 17 points in this game. And then I expect Oregon to
17
score
points
40.
is a lot for what I
I don't
guarantee
think
you
it's a
on Hard
lot. They
Rock.
have
I doubt they have them at 17. It's probably
they
16 and a half. It's probably they're
J,
like over under.
JMU still has good talent. Half their good half their roster went to Indiana last year with
Yeah.
Signetti. It still has a little bit of resemblance of Signetti's
Yeah.
team. Some of those guys on that team were guys he recruited. Maybe they were just too young and Sig couldn't take them with him because he didn't know if they were going to be good enough or if they were going to be ready. He kind of only took juniors and seniors when he left. So his freshmen and sophomores were still on that JMU team. So I think they can still somewhat compete. That's why I don't think they're going to get shut out. I think they can put up a couple points, 2, 3 touchdowns tops. Well, I think that's what I need out of them. But Oregon might cover this by themselves. Like that's where it's getting at. Like Oregon can score 52. Like easily can score 50 points in this game and it'd be
Give me
no
the
problem.
21 and a half, man.
I just don't want to
It's
bet against. I just don't know. I
You
just
don't
don't
want to
like the
bet
spread.
against the Dukes. I get it.
That's really where it's at. It's the over. I think is very safe. Oregon, they average 38 a game as well. I'm assuming that they can easily just bump that up a little bit here.
Is
So
JMU's coach is coaching, correct?
correct.
Because he's got a
yeah,
job somewhere else.
him and
He has
Tulane,
a
I
job
believe,
somewhere
right?
else.
They
Yeah,
both are
yeah. Their guys
coaching.
are still
They both
coaching,
got it.
but both have new head coaches that are technically in the building, so that's a little weird.
That is weird, but
But
that's
so that's
interesting
the
how
first
they're
bit.
it's interesting how they're doing the spreads with like Ole Miss and then Oregon where it's just right below that next tier. Like
Yeah.
it's 21 and a half. So like 21 doesn't get it. 17 and a half. Like it's like they have to win by an extra score to cover these spreads, but they are expecting them to be absolutely blown out.
Yeah. Oregon
Yeah, I
can get going.
mean, I don't think so. Not this year. I think he's got this team. This Oregon team is going to be dialed, especially last year losing in at the Rose Bowl to Ohio State first time they played or whatever,
Good chance it
being
happens
the one
again.
seed,
Yeah, they might run into
not
each
at
other.
home. The games
Well,
being
no.
at home is such a difference.
Oh, true.
Yeah. All right.
That's a
Well,
good
that's
pick.
the first pick. Second pick, we are going to the FCS playoffs. We got Illinois State at Villanova, taking the over at 52 and a half. Both these teams are averaging over 30 points a game. I think we have Illinois State's averaging 33 and Villanova's averaging 31. Illinois State has only scored more points since the first week of the playoffs. I think they went like 21, 29. They beat North Dakota State, and then last week they put up 42. All they do is just score points, and that's what it seems like they're going to keep doing. And it's the only way they're going to win these games. Villanova, on the other hand, is kind of up and down with the scoring, but they also scored I think 40 points last week. So both these teams are coming off high scoring games. Um, it's pretty much all I know about them just by looking at the scores. Other than that, I didn't watch any of these games from these teams. I saw the highlights from the Illinois State and North Dakota State game. They were massive underdogs in that game, and they still ended up winning it outright. These should be bad defenses. Illinois State gave up 31 as well last week. They gave up 28 the week before that, so they're giving up 4 or 5 scores a game. And Villanova's going to probably do the exact same thing. If Illinois State's putting up all these points against all these other teams, I don't see why Villanova won't be doing the exact same thing. So that's the other one. That's a pretty quick one.
No, that one's easy.
Didn't
We'll
give
be
you guys much to
going.
choose from here.
No, because we're absolutely taking the Oregon game.
Yeah.
That's
We'll win
fair.
the Oregon game. Which
Okay. Easy.
hopefully Oregon just shows up and does it themselves because
You should have just
have.
picked. You should have just done two separate bets.
Nah.
Well, who knows? You guys might like my bowl game pick, so we don't know.
No.
We don't know.
Let's see what you got cooking, Matt.
Yeah,
All right.
I do like this first one here. So
Yes, so do I.
pick number one, we are going Bama money line at Oklahoma. The way I see this game is they played obviously this year and it was a close game and Oklahoma won. That pick six really flipped the game. It looked like Bama was kind of in control and they were driving before the end of the half and the pick six completely flipped it and both defenses turned it on in the second half. I see this being exactly like that last game where defenses really just on both sides are shutting down the other teams. Even the under is 6 points less this time than it was the last time they played. It's at 40 and a half. So we're not expecting much scoring here. I do think it's going to come down to ball security, and I trust Simpson in this matchup, knowing that the pick cost them last time. And Matier, I was a big fan of his starting the year, thinking he's a dog. I think with the injury, he hasn't really got back to where he was since coming back with the injury. So I do think he's going to struggle in this game. And another piece of Bama getting blown out against Georgia a couple weeks ago, at least they had that experience where they thought their season was on the line. They were tight and they got blown out and they got this second chance. They got this like they still made it into the college football playoff. So I think they're going to it's not too often where you think you're in an elimination game and you get to fix everything and make adjustments and then go into the next game feeling more prepared. I do think Oklahoma, we haven't seen them in this setting yet, where they're in a must win game. They almost lost the LSU game to end the season that would have knocked them out. So I do think Oklahoma is in the situation where they're going to be tighter than Bama in this game. and that's going to cause a few mistakes early, and I think it's just going to kind of snowball. That's why I think Bama is the all-around better team, and I think they are going to be more prepared and just look sharper in this game against Oklahoma.
You don't think the last couple weeks though helped out Mateer
Maybe his
get a little
health, I
healthier?
would say
I mean, he
health-wise,
hasn't played in
yeah.
like about 3 weeks ish. So I mean, I feel like if there's going to be a time for him to be healthy, this is going to be the game for him to be healthy, if at all.
No, I
So
agree, but then you have the whole, rust versus rest. I do think it's weird. College football, these teams get too much time off, and I do think it can affect them. Like at least because Bama, they didn't play last week, so even Bama still got a week off. Like they got
they
to
all got two
play.
weeks off.
Well, Bama played the SEC championship, and
Well,
then they
sorry,
got
yeah,
the
that's
one.
right.
So it's 2 weeks off for Oklahoma. I do think it's just too much time. I think like at least Bama, they got enough rest that they needed. Oklahoma, I mean, this game, if Georgia or if Bama comes out the gate and is ready to play, I just think it could be a slow start for Oklahoma, and points are it's gonna be a low scoring game. You can't get behind too
So
early.
the last time they played, Bama dominated the game. That's what I was trying to pull up. So I got their stats here. Oklahoma, if you remember, they barely had any yards going at halftime.
Yeah, it was
It was
all
like nothing.
Oklahoma or all Bama first
They
half.
only had 212 yards total all game, all game. The time of possession was dominated. Alabama 34-25. Oklahoma only had 12 first downs the whole game. They got a couple possessions inside of the 15, 20 yard line. Like I think it was like twice. Alabama had 3 turnovers. Oklahoma had nothing. So if Alabama just doesn't turn the ball over, they're gonna beat the crap out of Oklahoma.
That's where I'm at on it. I'm right there
Like
with you.
I think they really should be. What do you know what the line is?
It's
What
one
I think
and
was
a
the
it's what is
line?
it?
half. I think
It's Bama one
I
and a
mean, it's
half.
a pick
It's
'em. I mean, it's a
Oklahoma
pick
one
'em.
and a half. Bama's plus 1.5.
So simply because they're home is why they're giving it to
Yes.
Oklahoma. So they're
I mean,
giving them a couple points.
there's a good chance come an hour before game time
It'll be
that is
Bama.
Oh
flipped the
yeah.
other way where Bama's a +1 or a
Yeah.
-1.
Absolutely. Yeah, because the money line is still, I think it's minus 105 and minus 115.
Yeah, I mean,
They're
Yeah.
already
it's a pick 'em.
right there.
Yeah.
And I think Georgia may be the best team in the country too.
That's very true too. And like we kind of talked about a
Georgia
few
is
weeks ago.
very, very good.
When
People don't
when
talk
they're
about Georgia.
on, their A game is better than
Every
most.
team
Yeah. Like
except
that's I
Ohio
They're
State.
don't
they're gonna they're gonna make it to the championship this year. Like Bama got blown out, but that's a damn good Georgia team.
I think so too. And they've
So
started and Georgia started playing like it the last few weeks.
yeah,
Yeah.
It all
Well, they
started ever
remembered. Oh,
since
you're
I picked against them against Mississippi State to cover like the 7.5 or whatever, and then they've just rattled off like 4 straight dominant wins.
well.
yeah,
I think
they've just
Georgia finally started
dominated.
to realize, oh, we are just that much better than all these other teams. Why don't we just
Yeah,
play simple football
Well, because
and
they're
you
playing
just win
simple and
games?
they're getting back to what they were with what's his name, the partier
Stetson
Stetson
Bennett.
Bennett.
Bennett. They're getting back to like, all right, let's just have a really good game manager, just make the plays, run for a couple first downs, keep the drives going, and then their defense is just suffocating, and it's just they have such a good recipe.
Yeah, I think they got too excited getting Stockton. That's his name, right?
Yeah,
Stockton.
yeah, Gunnar Stockton,
I
because the dude's
think they
got a
thought he
cannon.
was. Yeah, they were just like, let's just air it out. He's like the
Let's just let
guy
him rip
everyone
it.
wanted
Yeah,
him.
It's too early. He's too young. He's not.
Yeah,
He was not ready for SEC football the way it's
no.
played to
And
just
it's
throw it around the yard.
yeah, be the game manager and then develop into the game changer.
Exactly.
Like you don't
you're
have to.
Georgia. You got the best team on the field,
Yeah,
probably.
exactly. Just don't mess it up. That's all. It's
Yeah.
his whole
Yeah.
job.
So
I
yeah,
like
no, but
that.
that's the team Bama plays. I truly do think Bama's going to
And
win
the
by a
odds
couple scores.
of 4-0 back-to-back years on the home teams, I do also think is tough. Like
Unlikely.
I know it's usually like last year was because they were such big underdogs and there were such big advantages. This year, obviously, two of our picks. It's
I
just
th-
there's such a mismatch.
I
These are
just
the first
think
where it's
Bama's the
equal.
better team.
Yeah, exactly.
Bama's just the better team. Last year,
None of them
the
were
better
close.
teams were home.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
I agree.
All right. All right. What's the second
That
one?
that's my first pick. Second pick, we're going Memphis plus 4.5 versus NC State at the Buck Stadium. And largely, this is because Memphis can put up points. They average 33 points per game. NC State is ranked 100th in college football in points per game for defense allowed, and they give up 30 points a game. I just think whenever you're trying to cover a spread, if you're giving up points at will, which I think Memphis is going to be able to move the ball, it's really tough to cover because backdoor is always there, or you can lose outright, which is what I think Memphis is going to pull this out. Memphis has a more experienced quarterback who can handle the shootout. And the NC State, they have a sophomore and he's pretty good. He started playing well towards the end of the year. I just don't trust a team that doesn't have a good enough defense to slow up Memphis because Memphis has been in some really good games this year. They're always around it. It always comes down to a possession. So I think they're going to backdoor or outright win this matchup.
Yeah, I mean, I think the problem with these games now, like they don't mean anything. These bowl
That
games
Yeah,
I
like,
will
do we
anymore.
say
know
I
I
did
do
look
we
into
know
the
if
inactives
It's
everyone's
and
very
playing?
difficult.
Like, what's going on?
the starting quarterbacks are playing, and Memphis, I didn't see anyone on Memphis's team that wasn't hurt that isn't playing. So it's like whoever was playing is playing.
Yeah, I mean, I guess both these teams they aren't like upper echelon
Exactly.
programs anyway. So it's like,
So
oh, I'm sitting out
they
because
need
I'm
the
going to the
tape.
draft. It's like you probably
Yeah.
need to play in this game, get yourself invited to a Senior Bowl, and go from there. So I mean, yeah, plus 4.5. I know nothing about the NC State team, so I love Memphis then.
Memphis is good. Memphis is a good team. They beat USF this year.
I'm
So
about to
you knew
say
they can
at
score.
USF, so they've played at the stadium, so they're used to it.
No, that's true.
Like that, but give me Bama money line.
Yeah,
Let's
I'll say
let's stick
I
let's
like
stick with the
them.
big guns.
No, I agree. So then our three picks are Bama money line, Ole Miss minus 17.5, 47.5 over in Oregon versus JMU. So that's our three leg. That'll be
You said
nice.
17.5 for Ole Miss.
Yep, 17.5 for Ole
Yeah,
Miss. That'd be a great one. Nice
that's
college
a good
football
that's a good
playoff.
parlay. Yeah, I like that parlay.
Hell yeah.